Hello, hello, hello. Your girl is back with another petty pop up. Real heavy on the petty. I'm just here to state my petty opinion. Okay, y'all, everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion and for education and entertainment purposes. Okay, I guess I done procrastinated long enough. So, episode number 26 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Whitlows Stay or Whitlows Go. So, the opening scene opens up with Tiffany and Kiki. Storm is still playing her fake peacemaker role. Um, I like when Tiffany walked in with the baby and Kiki said, "Oh, there is a baby." It was kind of shady, but I thought it was cute. Anyway, Tiffany sits down and Kiki started saying how basically the whole interview that she did with Carlos King was about her, and it was. Um, they show a flash of Tiffany in her confessional where she says that she was there with an open mind, trying to be a receiver of messages that come her way, trying desperately, which I think she was lying. She's half-hearted attempt. I don't think she really wanted to be there because she don't want to be held accountable for what she's been saying out of her mouth. Um, and Kiki basically just put everything on Front Street, and she said, first she was saying that Kiki was coming for her. I don't recall Kiki doing no interviews talking about Tiffany. I don't recall Kiki going around town with Tiffany name in her mouth. I recall the interview where Tiffany said when Carlos asked her, "Well, what do you think? Why do you think Kiki has such a problem with you? What is Kiki's problem with you?" And she said out of her mouth, "Some people would do anything to stay relevant," which is exactly what you're doing, ma'am. That woman didn't do nothing to you, wasn't saying nothing about you. And if you was having so much postpartum depression, why you had so much time to focus on Kiki instead of yourself and your own life living situation? Anyway, Kiki said that you just started saying things trying to make me look bad. And Tiffany couldn't even say nothing because, she said, you don't even know the whole situation. She said, "Do you know what Tisha has done to me?" And she was like, "No." It's a completely fair question. How can you judge a situation and you only know a third of the information, half or some of what somebody said? You don't know anything about these people's relationship, but you got everything to say. You don't have nothing to do with them or their relationship, but you got a judgment or a comment that you want to make about how they should proceed. Girl, bye. Her little explanation, little half-ass attempt didn't make no sense. But all of a sudden she got common sense, right? Well, I appreciate your openness and willingness to continue the conversation. But then she gets in her confessional and says, obviously the situation with me and Kiki was both of us. But I can own where I was wrong. Evidently you can't, ma'am. You keep trying to include her in your shit. Speak for yourself. If you're truly regretful of your actions, speak for yourself. Quit trying to include her as if she's responsible or she was involved in. That woman didn't have nothing to do with what you was going around saying. You tried to say that she would do anything to stay relevant when all the time it was you trying to stay relevant. I really feel like she felt like she had to fight for her spot on this show, and that's why she was doing all that, trying to pretend like she was the shade queen. Because, we've seen on other reality shows where they have someone who comes with the reads and all of that. I think that's who she tried to be. She tried to play a character, and it didn't work. The audience basically hates her, can't stand her, and she gets a lot of hate because I know that in the interview, Carlos also said that they had, well, I don't know if it was that particular interview, but I know that he had mentioned that they had gotten requests to fire them, and so they really just, I think, had a time finding their space, finding their place in the show. And she was trying to secure them a spot by going around being shady and talking about people. And, she doesn't really want to stand in her shit and admit what she was doing, but she wants to call other people out. But she has, what she's saying has no validity at all. She don't have a leg to stand on. This whole episode was a filler episode for me. So, that's all I got from that. Seemed like to me she was more occupied in playing with the baby, as if the baby was going to be her saving grace, keep her from having to actually engage and deal with Kiki and what she had actually said out of her mouth. It was a punk move to bring the baby all the way. I mean, I know she got other kids. She could have left the baby with Lou, whatever. She didn't have to bring that baby there. But anyway, I just thought it was a half-assed attempt at an explanation, and it was really sorry for her to keep getting in the confessional talking about that. Oh, I can accept where I was wrong, but then she says, "Well, the situation was me and Kiki. No, it was you. It was you, bitch. It was you." Anyway, that's all I got from that one, y'all. Okay, so the next scene, y'all, I wanted to see this one so bad. I was so disappointed. It's Hotel and Chris Fletcher. Chris Fletcher comes to meet up with Martell to talk about, him getting into it with his wife. Sidebar, did y'all see all that old ass furniture that hotel got in the house? Is that the same furniture that he wouldn't let Mel get when she left his ass? That's about right. You so sorry you can't even buy furniture, child. Girl, I just came with this sorry piece of trash. Y'all know I can't stand to see this man on the screen. But anyway, he is such a contradiction. It's so funny because a lot of these people, they act like they just don't know the right thing. Then they'll say the right thing out their mouth, so they know right from wrong. They just insist on. I don't know if they're trying to play a character or what. But I tell you what, this man is despicable. I just cannot stand this person. Anyway, I was hoping that Chris would put him in his place, like the wild dog he is. But I was sorely disappointed. Anyway, Hotel reveals he had surgery on his eyes. Said he don't want no bags under his eyes, which is the most feminine thing ever. I think Chris was just happy that he finally moved out of the house and he could move on, with whatever he needed to do with selling the house. Okay. Um, Hotel asks about the dinner. Chris tells him it went left, his oldest daughter toward the end, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then Hotel opens his mouth and says, still, there are some things that you don't do and that you don't say. And you can always get your point across without being disrespectful. That's what Hotel said, y'all. And then he turned around and say, yeah, your wife, she do be disrespectful sometimes. I say, boy, talk about a contradiction. So Chris says, truthful or disrespectful? Y'all, he is just way too passive for me. I understand the strong silent type or whatever, but I am just not accustomed to people just letting people get away with just coming wild out their mouth with the stuff that Hotel was saying. And he was like, no, I would say disrespectful. So Chris don't say nothing. And Hotel say just some certain things you shouldn't be saying. Say, I'm not for a woman to overly disrespect a man. I'ma check her if she being disrespectful to me beyond measure. So Chris say, what you mean, check her? Say, period. I don't care who it is. Don't disrespect no man if you don't want no man to disrespect you. So Chris said, was it disrespectful or was it real and you just didn't want to hear it? So Hotel said it can be real and disrespectful at the same time. So what did Nell say that was disrespectful, y'all? Let's go back to the conversation. He said that Nell said, you think Melody felt a certain way when you cheated on her? So Hotel said she just had to take up for Melody for everything. That is his problem. It's not what she said. It's the fact that she was taking up for Melody. And another thing that I really think that upset him, that narcissism came straight out of him, baby. He say even addressing it is disrespectful. It should not even be talked about. You know what I'm saying? How dare she bring up my indiscretions? And she shouldn't be talking about me. I ain't do nothing wrong. And even if I did something wrong, she shouldn't be talking about it. That's his issue. He don't appreciate her talking about him cheating because he knows how despicable it makes him look or has made him look, and it makes people see him because that's who he is. He's scum. He's scum on the bottom of your shoe. He's even lower than that if you can get lower than that. But he does not want to be seen as that. So he feels like when people discuss his cheating, that brings that up, and he doesn't like that feeling. He know he was wrong, but he doesn't want to admit to what he's done, and he has not admitted to what he has not taken full accountability for what he has done. So he don't want nobody bringing it up, and he feels like it's disrespectful for them to do that. That woman didn't do nothing wrong. She didn't say nothing disrespectful. But when he said that we always talking about Martell Ho cheating, we ain't never talked about Melody Ho cheating. So when Dale said, no, I can't say I believe that. That's the sin right there. Oh, she committed the worst sin in the world. When she said she didn't believe him, you gonna tell a narc that you don't believe them, child? That is the worst sin that you could have made. And then he gonna say, I'm not gonna disrespect y'all wives. Um, and if I disrespect them, I'm not gonna disrespect y'all wives. And if I disrespect them, I'm gonna be the first to call y'all. Yeah, Martell is a joke. Don't keep pointing the finger at me. I felt like it was a jab at me. That's how he actually feels. When she said what she said, he felt like she was a jab at him. Now she didn't. She wasn't taking no jab at him. She didn't. It was nothing like that. But in his sick narcissistic mind, that's how he thinks. So Chris says, you keep saying Melody Hope. And he said, yeah, y'all picked a side. Yeah, her changed her name back to Rogers. If that was something great. I'm sorry, if that. That when they showed him in his confessional, he said it makes him feel like the attachment that they had, that was it, that was final. I don't know if Mel have somebody advising her on how to respond to a narcissist, but honey, bravo, checkmate, checkmate. You have done what a lot of people have not been able to do. Get a one up on a narcissist. This man been going around trying to smear this woman's name in a smear campaign. She have learned to ignore him, which is why she wouldn't give him her phone number, which is why he has lost contact and access to mail. He can't stand it. He can't call and harass her. Now, if that woman was doing what he said she was doing, if she was cheating on him and all that, why the man breaking his neck trying to get her phone number? Why he need the passwords to her social media? Why he bringing her flowers? Why he doing all that behind the scenes to a woman that cheated on him? Do that make any sense? That don't even make no sense. So why did you want her back so hard if she was cheating on you? Because you're lying, sir. Because you are lying. That's all you are. These people, a lot of these people on this show don't do nothing but lie. But anyway, I feel like Chris knows that talking to Martell is really pointless. And so he has just decided, that he's not even going to waste his time because it is time wasted because Martell can only see things from his point of view. He's a narcissist. He can only see things how he sees them. He do not see them like other people. And he going to say that, yeah, Mel talking about she wants clout off for continuing to try to destroy me. But I think you know that though. And Chris just like nodded his head. He didn't nod his head in agreement. He just nodded his head like this fool. Like it just ain't no talking to him. Like He just have made up his mind that this is what it is, and he refuses to see things any other way. Yeah, Martell is the ultimate lower than low trash, and I say that every time. Like I can't stand seeing him on my TV screen, and I really think he's low. Is as low as you can get. Okay, crystal ball head ass. Okay, so the next thing is, oh Lord, here coming a buffoonery. Kim and Tisha go to a yoni steam. I'm so tired of hearing about this woman's libido. So ultimately, it's a herbal tea that you sit over, okay? And I'm all for girls' days and self care and loving on yourself and all of that. But I don't really think that's what this was. I really think this was a mission that Kimmy Whole Cakes is on to try to improve her sex life with Maurice. Like, who give a damn? Who want to hear anything about her sex life? I mean, come on. How long are you gonna play this one? How long? We know you ain't got no storyline. We know you done dropped the ball on being, you know, um, the poster girl for cancer and how to go through and what to go through. You done missed the mark on being the nurse to show people, demonstrate to people how to go through things with dignity. We already know you trash. You was probably was a trash ass nurse. You just a trash person. Anyway, the last thing that anybody wants to hear about is your libido. Jesus Christ, how many times we got to hear about this? So anyway, Tisha says, what if you're pregnant? Can you still do it? The woman says, no, not if you're early in your pregnancy. Blah, blah, blah. So Tisha pretends like she's going in the room to take a pregnancy test. Kimmy see the pregnancy test and she says, Tisha kept saying, I've been sick. I've been sick. And so Kimmy says, you realize Marceau had a vasectomy. That's when Tisha said, maybe it didn't take. Straight buffoonery, y'all. The woman said, I'm glad it's negative because I would have had to put you out. I would like to see her put her ass out. That's what Kimmy was in her confessional saying that she relieved that the test was negative. She said, I said, you damn right. The whole world is relieved. The last thing we need is another ugly ass Scott. Them damn Scots look like damn gargoyles, y'all. Y'all ever seen Lord of the Rings when they had them orcs? The Scott brothers, all of them look like orcs to me. As far as I'm concerned, Letitia already got 3 orcs. Why do she want a 4th one? I don't know. And I don't care what y'all say. They like to sit around and talk about people, kids. Don't dish it out if you can't goddamn take it. And that oldest girl that Tisha got, she looks so much like Marceau. They gonna have to tie pork chops around her damn neck for to get her some friends. But anyway, I'm so glad. The last thing we need is another ugly ass Scott. Anyway, I didn't get much from this scene. I didn't want to hear this buffoonery. The last thing I want to hear about is this woman libido, and that's all she talk about. So look, I inset up here, her confessional look. Don't Kimmy look like a woman of the night? Don't she look like a streetwalker? She look like a streetwalker slash witch. So she look like a witch hoe. That's what she look like to me. I said, girl, what is you got? And then you got this red wig on. Why are you wearing all these wigs and all this long hair? Your husband already said you ain't got no hair. Did you not know he said that? He said you ain't got no hair to blow in the wind, child. So you ain't got to worry about rocking all these crazy wigs. Cause I just don't like Kimmy or Tisha. I don't want to hear this old lies over here. Keep Tisha not all of a sudden. Oh, Marcel wants us to go to counseling. Yeah, right. Anyway, you gonna sit there and take it as long as he dish it out, and I want you to have all that he got to dish out, because nobody cares about you and Marceau. Nobody want to hear y'all lies. Nobody cares about Tiffany and Maurice sex life. Nobody wants to hear it. Okay, next. Okay, so the next scene was a pretty touching scene. It was Little Chris and Big Chris. Big Chris is asking Little Chris about why he hadn't seen him since the dinner, and He was very, very tender in his, dealings with his son and speaking to him. He was asking all the right questions and saying all the right things because he was asking him, like, well, do you think that's right? You haven't talked to your mother since the dinner, and he was like, well, we your family, we have to sit together, that's what we do, we sit together and we help each other, like that is what families do. Like some people think that running away is the answer and staying away is the answer. Like I was taught uh to meet adversity head on. Like I don't run from things. Like whatever it is, I'm gonna meet it at its level, deal with it, move past it. I'm not gonna. But that's me. Everybody is different in how they respond to things. It just seems like this young man is going through some things. And I'm gonna put my hat on, put my Dr. Petty hat on, because he said a couple things. Okay, so we know that Dr. Petty, I got my head on Dr. Petty. Okay, we know that depression is a mood disorder. Okay, he said that he wasn't sleeping, insomnia, or even sleeping too much. Those are benchmark signs of depression. He also said that he had anxiety. Anxiety is also a benchmark sign of depression, to include agitation, restlessness, um, feelings of worthlessness, guilt or fixation on past failures, self blame. All of this is depression, right? So clearly, this young man is going through something and he needs to speak to a doctor, because it's an easy fix. People who have mental health crises or have mental health issues, they have so many resources, so many places that they can go to get help. But the thing is, you got to reach out and ask for the help. Like, nobody can fulfill the needs that you don't let show. So if you don't let your family know what you're going through, how can you expect anybody to help you? I mean, you have to reach out. Um, I think Chris, in his own way, was trying to let him know that he's there for him and whatever he needs. If he needs to call him in the middle of the night, call him. He'd rather for him to call him than to be out there by himself, not knowing how he's dealing with things. I thought that was a really touching moment. It was good for TV to see these two black men and how they respond to each other. It was really refreshing as opposed to what we normally see on this show. They put up some little PSAs about if you're having a mental health crisis, who to call and what to do. Y'all, you just got to reach out. I have worked in mental health for a long time, and I often wonder, how do these people gather the courage to come in these hospitals and sit down and talk to these doctors? Because it does take some courage. But at the end of the day, you can't expect anybody to fulfill your needs if you don't let them know what they are. Okay, so I thought that was a really, really, really touching scene, a really good scene for TV, because it's something that we need to see a lot more of. Okay, especially a father who's in his child's life, active and actively trying to do something to help him. Hey, this we see a lot of reality TV. We haven't seen no scenes like this. Okay, I think Love and Marriage Huntsville is really on to something if they would really, listen to their audience. If your audience is telling you what they want to see, if you would cater to what your audience wants to see, you got a hit show already. Like y'all be killing it with this other mess. But anyway, that's all I got from this one. Okay, so the next scene, we got Tiffany and Lou. And Tiffany said, Ace, you want to go see your dad? Ace be throwing, that little baby be throwing some looks on him. He a cute little baby. That little baby be throwing some looks. Okay, this is my commentary, opinion, whatever, about Tiffany and Lou. I really feel like they don't get the love, or they don't have a fan base that maybe they were expecting. You know, I feel like if Tiffany had played it smart, Lou is working, they could have shown him. They could have shown him from his coaching standpoint, or however much or however limited that they could show. If she had played her job up and show what she actually does for a living. Brought the audience on a trip with her while she decorated this home, which is clearly not decorated. So while you spending your time running around talking about Kiki, your life and your things that you need to be taken care of is not being taken care of. Clearly, honey, because I don't see how y'all presented this room on national TV. Anyway, um, they just played their cards wrong. She went around with this shady crap thinking that she was gonna be the shade master, and it just didn't click. People didn't buy it. Okay, so now she's depressed. She's got, whatever, you know. A lot of women do get postpartum depression, so I'm not saying nothing about that. Maybe she do have postpartum depression. I don't know, but seems like to me, if you had postpartum depression, you would be, looking like you got postpartum depression. You wouldn't be running around town trying to point fingers and throw stones at everybody else like you've been doing. Seems like to me, your time would have been spent at your home taking care of your business. Most people who are depressed don't like to go out. They rather stay home and, you know, you have to pull them out the house. But anyway, I just feel like there is probably something going on here. She may have some postpartum depression, but she also had a little taste of your mouth overloading your ass. She got a little taste of that going on because you went out and you was doing all that talking and it wasn't received how you thought it was going to be received. You thought you was going to be the shade doctor and everybody was going, oh yeah, Tiffany, she throws shade. No, honey, you don't need to be throwing no shade, especially at somebody who ain't throwing no shade at you. That woman over there trying to get her life together. You need to be over here trying to get your life together. So anyway, I just appreciated that they even spoke to people having mental health crises because in this world currently there is a lot going on. There is a lot ever since this been out here and we've been in this pandemic, is people have been going through a lot. So that is very, very valid that people may have a mental health crisis and need some help, y'all. Um, so this one was real, real, real quick, y'all. It wasn't much to this one. Like I said, the whole episode to me was a filler. And it looked like the next one gonna be a filler too. I give this what y'all give it. I give it about a 5. I really didn't really care for a lot that was going on. I didn't really see a lot in this one. And I was so disappointed with Chris Fletcher in his handling of Martell. But I know that, it seems as if he knows that Martell not playing with a full deck and that speaking to him is a waste of time. So in the next episode, y'all, they show Kimmy asking Maurice to put up some pictures. I'm so sick of this pick me. I don't know what to do. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of him. If you're going to accept that abuse, go ahead. Accept it. Get it off my TV. I don't want to see this trash. Um, he gonna say, give me a list so I don't get bossed around all day. Yeah, you're married to a big pumpkin head fool. Yes, that's who you're married to. So far as I'm concerned, whatever Maurice dish out, how Kimmy like to get up and go to bat for him, whatever he dishing out, bitch, take it, eat it up, okay? Um, they showed Stormy and Tisha. Tisha says that Marcel went. Stormy asked her did Marcel go to Vegas with her, and she said he actually went on a bachelor trip to Colombia. And then Stormy says that's like a brothel place. Yeah, it fits. Who gonna sleep with a orc? You gotta go to a brothel because a regular woman ain't gonna sleep with you. Okay, you gotta go to a brothel if you're an orc, right? A orc or a gargoyle or any such. You gotta go to a brothel. Okay. Anyway, Kimmy asked Mel about her name change ceremony. I don't even want to get into that because that disrespectful wench. I can't stand Kimmy. But Mel let her know, you talking shit, but you and your son don't even have the same name. I said, yes, Mel, let her have it. I love it. And she had to pick her face up out the floor. And then they show Marceau, Courtney, Stormy, and Tisha. I guess they playing pool or something. They still talking about the incident that happened at the town hall downfall. So anyway, that's all I got for this episode, y'all. What do y'all think? Like I said, I think it was a filler. I wasn't really impressed with it. The only scene that I was really impressed with or that I even appreciated was little Chris and Big Chris scene. Maybe the next one I have a little more for us because this one didn't do it for me, y'all. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Until the next time, y'all. Peace.